Hello! Today we're going to make a bead ring. It is a, this is made with 24 gauge wire, which is thinner. That's why the band is 4 wires thick. I have a request for a gold filled ring, which I only have 22 gauge wire, so I'm going to give it 4 wraps around the band as well. The first thing I'm going to do is measure out my gold wire. I'm going to measure out 14 inches. Normal ring is 10 inches. You want to add an extra couple inches for the extra wraps around the mandrel that we'll be doing to make the band thicker. Okay. This is a sea fossil coral coin bead. It's quite pretty. Anyway, to start out, we take our wire, and I always like to run my fingers over it and make it smooth so it's not all curly. The first thing we're going to do is put our bead on it, and about the halfway point we're going to fold the wire like this, tied up against each side, and that'll hold the bead in place where we'd like it to be. This ring is going to be a size 7.5, so I'm going to start my ring out at a size 8. You want to add an extra half a size to end up with the right size. We're going to wrap it around one time. You end up with 2 wires in the back. One more time for each wire will give you the 4 bands. You want to make sure you keep your bottom wire on the bottom and your top wire on the top. Like this. So your bands, you don't want to have any of your wires crossing. And once you do that, you want to make sure you're still at your right size. And if you're not, you can scooch it back up and pull your wires forward, make it a little tight. I'm going to go ahead and see the next step. Following the pattern of the coral rosette, copper rosette ring that I have in a previous tutorial, you're going to follow your wires around the back of the bead this time instead of around each other. Just a few times. You'll end up with a short piece of wire on each side. And then you slide the ring off the mandrel, and you want to kind of hold it in place with your thumb and your finger, and then you can grab the back of the ring to keep all your wires in place. You then wrap the extra wire around your shank or band like so. With each wrap, I like to kind of make sure that the wires are back where they should be. These are starting to get a little on top of each other, so I'm going to take my nylon jaw plier and give it a squeeze, and that'll put everybody back in their place. Then we continue to wrap that wire around the band like so. I like to clean up the wires by squeezing them together with the flat nose plier. That makes it look very nice and neat. I have a little bit of wire here on the ends, which I'm going to bring around the front with my nylon jaw plier by just using it to push it around because it's too tough on my fingers. So there's that side done. The other side, we do the same thing. Just push the wire through the back of the ring and wrap it around over the top of the band. And once again, I'm going to take my nylon jaw pliers and straighten everything out so that my wires are all lined up in the band. Like so. Continue to wrap that wire around. Try to get your wraps as tight as you can. Oops. if you happen to screw it up, you can just kind of back it up with your flat nose pliers. Try again. Give them a squeeze, make them all neat. Let's see, 3 wraps on each side. After you get your wraps done, you want to check your size, make sure you're where you need to be. I am at 7 1/2, just where I need to be. So then finish it off by trimming the ends. This one side, I just made it. There aren't any ends to be trimmed. On the other side, I'm just gonna see if I can pull that a little tighter. Give it another squeeze. Give it a trim. Now, I like to end them on the top. And that'll do it. There we go, a gold fossil coral ring with 4 wires in the band. Now I'm going to hammer this a little bit and make it nice and sturdy. It is pretty sturdy actually. Anyway, thanks for paying attention to me for 7 minutes. Hope you have a good night or day whenever you may be watching this. Thanks.